What is up? It's been a minute. After a brief little period away from the streams, I am back with a new format now. Before we start, I just need to make sure that everybody knows this isn't one of the music request streams, alright? So don't request your music on this stream. They're not going anywhere. They're going to be happening. In fact, they're probably going to be happening more often than they were before. But this is a different type of format, kind of inspired by some of the videos I was watching while I was away. And the idea is we chat about a topic and then it's going to branch off. It's going to be like an interactive podcast and that. It's probably going to be 20-30 minutes long. But we start with a subject, in this case, how the labels are kind of killing or trying to kill music reaction channels and exactly how that is happening. And then we kind of branch off and just see where we go from there. So, thanks to everybody who's joined so far. If you don't know, of course, my name is John Denton. I'm one half of the music reaction channel Rock Reacts and, of course, my own person. And this channel is just branching out and trying different things. Album reactions going nowhere. Music request streams are going nowhere as well. But this is just something a little bit different. So, yeah, quite simply, as the title says, music reaction channels are being hammered. They're being killed by the record labels. Oh. Someone's telling me that the... Right, how's the reverb now? How's the reverb now? Classic John. This was always going to be a rough start. Better? Fixed? Good. Right. Fixed before we actually got into it. Okay, so check it out. Here's what's happening at the moment. Obviously, music reaction channels, which have been around realistically, depends on when you think the start date, but they've been big for like the last 2 years. I know you can go back a few years before that with Big Quint and stuff like that. And obviously our one started, it's getting on about 16 months ago now. Obviously, channels like that deal with copyrighted content, and it's a new type of media. And at first I think they managed to get around it because the copywriting system on YouTube wasn't that good, it wasn't that advanced. The automated system didn't pick up on a lot of music. People were able to chop maybe into 10 seconds, pause it here and there and get through it. And then things changed, but when we started doing it, we were always aware that the vast majority, if not all of the videos, were going to get claimed, whether it happened straight away or eventually. And in many ways, you could argue that the labels are kind enough to allow us to do this. I mean, there's one hand where they could literally block every single time that they hear a piece of their music, like the robots hear a little piece of their music up on YouTube, they block the video, kill the video, and obviously that does happen sometimes. And channels like mine, channels like Zeke, channels like Mallory Brothers, whoever the hell else, No Life Shack, of course, who's going crazy right now, they just wouldn't exist. So in that respect, there's a system there that works, but there's a reason there's a system there that works, is because these people, these channels, these labels, they do understand that they definitely do understand that this is the new form of music media, right? You type in, say, what's an album that came out recently? Igor. Go to YouTube now and type in Igor review, not reaction, review. And I guarantee, of course, you'll get Fantano's review up there, but every other search result will be a reaction video, not a review. So that says to me that pretty much this is where it's going. And, I mean, if you're like me, the reason I got into it in the first place is because I really love watching channels like this. So there's no disputing that it's not going anywhere. So why now has it changed? Okay, so we were expecting when we went in that a lot of the videos would get claimed, and that's fine and it's understandable. And we always figured that it's not necessarily the fact that labels are evil or this sort of stuff. It's going to be an education process. It's going to be a process where the labels have to understand exactly what's going on and kind of come to terms with it. And I've worked in the games industry before, and I saw this happen on the gaming content, whether it was Twitch or YouTube. It took a while for the publishers to understand the potential of what was going on, and to, apart from Nintendo, who took forever, and to stop demonetizing the channel. So I figured this is just going to be a process with the labels, and unfortunately with the labels there's far more people involved, sub-labels, all sorts of subsidiaries. It's extremely complicated, so it's going to take longer. But what we're seeing now, like for the last year, basically every single video that went up on Rock Reacts was automatically claimed the second it goes up, and vast majority were just demonetized. Occasionally they'd get blocked. We were brave enough to play around with the dispute system and stuff like that. I'm not going to give away all my secrets because we've been one of the braver channels out there to do that and push back. So I'm not going to give out the secrets exactly how we've managed to get some videos monetized and how we've managed to get videos unblocked, because that's well, that's our own secret. But what we've noticed, right, especially with videos going up on Patreon first for us, well, they'll sit there for 30 days, which is the period it takes for a video to be disputed, and then if the label don't respond to that dispute, it goes, so effectively cleared by default and be monetized. We'll put it back up on the channel. This happened with our Kanye West Ultralight Beam video the other day, and within minutes, it's manually claimed. And that says to me that there are people, bounty hunters, copyright bounty hunters, sitting on our channel, and they're sitting on channels, I'm sure, like ours, like No Life Shack, bigger channels than ours, Lost in Vegas, probably even smaller channels than ours, and they're waiting for it to go live, and they'll go, no, we're going to claim that one. And the thing that claims it has Sony in there, it has UMG in there, it has like Brazilian Warner Brothers in there. I mean, this is a massive long list. It almost feels like they just chuck it to everybody, and then one of them could pick and just go yes and take the video. We've had videos claimed for songs that aren't even in the thing. We've had videos claimed for different versions that people have done of remixes. We're doing the original song, and then the person getting the remix is taking the money. You know what I mean? It's kind of an insane situation. So it's almost impossible now to make any money doing this. And the absolute kicker, the killer, is that labels are actually reaching out. Like every day, I'm speaking to people from labels, whether it's the social guy from this label, or you know the marketing guy from this sub label of Sony or something like that, and they want us to work with their artists. And I'm not just talking about, you know, brand new artists that have got 10,000 followers on Instagram. I'm talking about big artists. I'm talking about Joyner Lucas. I'm talking about, you know, serious artists. And we're still, even when we're working with these people, Rich Brian just the other day as well, there's still almost impossible for us to actually monetize the videos. And even when we work directly with them to monetize the videos, and they've been brilliant in that respect, the bounty hunters will still claim the videos. So then they're not necessarily able to clear it after that. It's an insane situation. So the problem we're having is that we're in a situation where some of these channels, and I'm not saying that we're going to be doing this, or I'm going to be doing this, because we're, I don't know, old enough, wise enough, smart enough, brave enough to try a few different things. And we're genuinely interested in pushing back and speaking to the labels directly. I want to get in a room with these people and explain what's going on and why this is ridiculous given the size of the opportunity. Like, if you type in, say, what's a big song recently? Say ISIS by Joyner Lucas, just to bring up an example, or perhaps the Ed Sheeran song with Eminem and 50 Cent. You type that in and add up the views of the first 10, 15 reactions on YouTube. It's massively outweighs any magazine circulation, probably any website circulation. And if you add in, I mean, these are views as well. These are not just page clicks, because page clicks, like, there's no evidence that anybody read them. Like, views, okay, people click off videos, but you know, there's a level of interaction there, a level of engagement there. You talk about what's the word I'm looking for? Forgotten the word. The thing where impressions. Sorry, you look at impressions. I mean, it is in the probably hundreds of millions for that artist's song. So it's a massive deal, and there's no reason why the label should want to take all the money off it. And that's the thing. I don't think they're necessarily being evil. I don't necessarily think that they're even really thinking about what's going on. I think they're massive companies. I think they're run by old school media people that don't understand what's going on. And they've been told by these bounty hunters, look, we can get you a few $100 here, $1,000 there, you know, $50 here. Start adding them up. Like, these videos wouldn't make much money. And even, you know, the 200,000 view videos only going to probably make $190. It's not exactly going to break the bank. But this is what's happening. And, you know, obviously when they do click on the Mr. Beast video and manage to snaffle that or something like that, that is actually serious cheddar. That could be like 20 grand or something like that. So you can understand who is being told that this is a good idea in the labels and they're agreeing to it. But it's at complete odds with the artists themselves. And that's what is driving me a little bit crazy, and I'm sure driving everybody else in the game a little bit crazy, because like I say, whether it's low-level artists obviously coming, and when I say low-level I just mean in terms of following size, where they are in their career. Low-level artists are obviously reaching out every single day. Mid-level artists, we're having their people reach out all the time, and like I say, you know, Denzel Curry put on a playlist on his own channel of reactions to Ricky. We've had Joyner Lucas, Rich Brian, you know, apparently Chris Brown was tweeting out reactions to his latest track with Drake, which I've not heard yet. So, like, it's a big part of what's going on right now. People are into it. And then to talk about the gaming stuff again, like every time I listen to developers being interviewed at the moment, they're always talking about looking for the reactions, looking for the streamers. This is where it's going. It's obvious. So it's an extremely frustrating situation because you see great channels like XX Younglord XX having to take massive breaks. People are really worrying, that us included, like how can you possibly take the channel when it gets to a certain size? How can you continue to maintain that and to grow when your revenue from it is maybe 10% of what it should be? And it's just a very, very, very frustrating situation. So what do we do from here? We need to, basically, I think the reaction channels need to join together like the Avengers. I really do. Like, we can do an amount from our side. We've got different contacts because we're in the UK. But I tell you what, if we could join force at Lost in Vegas and No Life Shack and Zeus and, whoever else, Lord Twins, Mary Brothers, whoever else, and come as a collective, I mean, it's a little bit odd because, I mean, technically, I guess we're in competition with each other, but we're not really because all our views feed off each other anyway. But if everybody starts coming together and really making some waves, maybe it could make a change. Because I don't understand, really. I know the artists don't want to kill our channels. I know that for a fact. And I'm pretty sure that the labels, if they really think about it, don't want to kill our channels either. Okay, so that was kind of the topic of this first video of this type of style. So let's have a little look at the comments and see what's going on. We've got people in the room. It's exciting. And I like the idea of doing videos that can then sit on the channel. That's the other point of doing this, right? They can actually sit on the channel, unlike the music request streams, which are, they don't really go into what I've been saying. Like, that is just me playing music. It's a little bit, that's massive grey area, but they're great fun and they work. So let's have a little look at what people are saying. When am I doing music requests? Soon, probably Wednesday. What's happening, Pranav? Let me have a little look at what's going on here. Yeah, Fearless Q8 says labels don't understand that you guys are helping them market these new songs. I've got Robbie Sam saying, hey John, I work at a music distributor for independent artists and we therefore control the YouTube policy we apply to Content ID. As soon as I find a reaction channel with merit, I immediately whitelist that channel so our content can be reacted to. Can't understand the monetized block policy from labels. The exposure far outweighs the YouTube revenue. I mean, 100% agree, Robbie, of course. I mean, that's the point. It's very interesting to hear that you can whitelist a channel. That's something that we didn't know. So that's the thing. We're always trying to find out new information all the time because obviously we know exactly how things work from our end in terms of disputes and everything like that. And we dispute on fair use. But I'd much rather just work directly with the label and have it cleared in the first place and not have to worry about that sort of stuff, not have to put them in a position where they're having to agree to us from a legal point of view. Like that's putting them in a corner that they can't necessarily do anything about. Whoever's dealing with the content ID on their side can't necessarily just say that it's fair use when the approval chain for that must be insane. Like I do a lot of work with a big company, nothing to do with music, and the approval chain for anything to send out a tweet is just insane. So like I do empathise to a degree with that, but that's interesting to see. Let's go to sorry if I say any of these names wrong. Person, why do you react to KSI's videos? He did, yeah. I mean, we actually did one or two of KSI's videos, and they were monetized, which is great. And the whitelist applies across the entire catalogue, so all it takes is WMG, UMG, and SME to do it, and you never have an issue ever again. Well, that's it. You kind of just want to get in the room with these people. Obviously, you need to get quite high up to get something like that done when it comes to these channels. But I mean, that's surely the way that this needs to go, right? I think so. Anyway, I mean, it just seems crazy otherwise. So it's an interesting situation. It's a difficult situation. Obviously, I'm in a situation where I have two YouTube channels. This one, which is doing its thing, and obviously the big one with Simon. And there are if you have a big YouTube channel, there are opportunities that come off that. But at the same time, when the base level of revenue is, potentially single figures percentage of what it should be, it can be demotivating. And you will see a lot of channels die off, and a lot of channels, when they get to a certain size, I think you can obviously see so many channels out there with 1k subs, 2k subs, 4k subs. They're just hustling, doing the YouTube thing, and then once they get to a certain size, this is what happened. So many of us grow so quickly because it was a relatively new thing. We're very fortunate for that. But you're seeing it now. The channels that are around our size are going like, oh fuck, like, I mean, this is taking so much work that I can't really do, you know, what I was doing before necessarily, whatever it was for work. But I'm not earning anything off this, so what the hell do we do? I mean, we don't want to be in a situation where everybody just can't justify it anymore in 12 months. Like, what a shame that would be. Like, from a personal point of view, of course, this is what I put my heart and soul into for the last 18 months. I've been very fortunate, of course, but then you add in, yeah, like, you can just see it happening. You can see it happening, and it sucks. It really sucks, because what should be happening is the labels should be fucking excited, man. They should be excited. You know, radio's not where it should be. Magazines are obviously dead. Website clicks aren't what they were. And now there's, you know, they've been struggling. Obviously, they got good distribution on their music videos themselves, but like media adds so much more to that. What an interesting time. Well, yeah, Pranav's talking about Genius, how they work with artists. Yeah, what Genius does is interesting. That is interesting. Obviously, they don't really play with copyright content too much, and hence why I'm doing this, really. And that's something that I definitely like to do going forward, whether it's reactions directly with the artists, or conversations with artists, or all sorts of different things. You know, these streams like this are just going to be something that we play with, something that we try and figure out going forward. But yeah, remember, if you are, make sure you do hit the like button, please. I would appreciate if everybody could hit the like button right now, because yeah, unlike the music request ones, this is actually going to live on the channel. So I'll be interested to see if YouTube does eventually push this video out and see how it goes. But yeah, keen to know your thoughts. Like, who are your favourite reaction channels? Who else do you watch? I'm sure everybody who's in here watching me watches other reaction channels. Oh, look at this. I'm going to figure out. I did this thing before. Oh no, it's gone. My Megamix has gone. Don't worry about it. I had an idea. Don't know how to do it. Doesn't matter. It was just going to be a little motion graphic. No, no, I should actually address that, Teddy. Teddy asks, does this video signal a decline in album reactions on your personal channel? It doesn't, because I've gone in with the mindset of these videos aren't necessarily going to be monetized anyway, and also with it being my personal channel and with them not being so frequent, I will battle to the ends of the earth to get them monetized. Like, I don't, you know, I'll risk strikes, I'll do things that other channels aren't prepared to do because they're scared, because I believe in what we do, and certainly with the album reactions, they're so heavily edited that I just fully believe that it's a fair use argument, and we'll fight that on this channel. It's a little bit different when your channel's size is a double R, when you've got videos every single day. Obviously, you know, there's a 3-strike rule on YouTube, and it's, do you choose to die on the hill of one single video, getting one single video monetized, and that could end up, you know, if 3 different people claim it, you get 3 different strikes from one video, could happen, and then suddenly you're in Shitsville. So no, it doesn't mean that the album reactions are going anywhere. In fact, they're going to increase, but it's something, you know, I know people who are into this and are interested in this kind of want to know what's going on. So I'm probably going to do a video about a few different aspects of this game, because I think it's interesting. But yeah, it's just you know, I put out a post. That's the thing. I put out a post on the community feed on Rock Reacts. And it got a load of traction very quickly. Like, I think it's got well over 1,000 likes now, just basically talking about this. And people seem interested in it, so I thought I'd elaborate a little bit more, and also try and figure out this new format a little bit. So, I'm self-monetized, Robbie, on this channel. We are with an MCN on Rock Reacts, who don't do a lot, but it's helps with the monetization all going to one place. Because it's very complicated running a YouTube channel with a second person. It's very complicated with AdSense. Oh, thank you very much for the super chat, Jerry. Sorry if I can't say your name right. You have to tell me down in the chat how to say it. That's a massively kind super chat. He says, thanks for your answer. I hope you don't disappear anywhere. I won't disappear anywhere. We're onto something here. We're onto something big. The potential is huge. There's so much that can be done beyond just reacting to music, but reacting to music is amazing as well. There's different journeys that we're going on. I'm going on my personal journey through the history of hip-hop, from an album's point of view, and obviously we're continuing our journeys through hip hop on Rock Reacts and doing all sorts of things on there. But like, the bigger that grows, the more, and the bigger this grows, the more potential things that we can do. And so, you know, it's just an exciting time. It's a frustrating time, but it's an exciting time. It's kind of a weird dichotomy at the moment doing this game, but a lot of people, and it's been a hot topic recently, hasn't it? Content claims, all that sort of stuff. So I just kind of thought that people might be interested to know what it's like from a reaction channel point of view, because we are in a different position. Like, I totally understand when a Mr. Beast or somebody like that is getting frustrated when they might hum a song for 3 seconds and then they're getting content claim for their entire video for that. You know, that's obviously extremely frustrating, because, you know, they technically, actually, what they're doing is contravening copyright law, because it isn't fair use. That's weird. That's the weird thing, but it's also bullshit. They shouldn't have that claimed. And obviously, YouTube's now put in different systems in place where manual claim has to be exactly time-stamped, and then so they could potentially mute that little bit in the in-video editor, get all the money back and stuff like that, which is good. But it's very different for us, because we know what we're doing. We're playing a different game. We're not playing that game. We're playing the copyright content game, and you can see that there was always going to be problems. But like I say, I've been in the games industry since 2005, and I saw that, you know, the entire YouTube and Twitch gaming industry is built on copyrighted content. You know, yes, these channels have been whitelisted now, but you know, there were all these tension points for years, and the different publishers took time. Some were quicker than others, but they all eventually understood the potential of what was going on, and it was worth relinquishing their copyright. Not relinquishing their copyright, that's incorrect language, but relinquishing their need to either block, shut down, or demonetize videos, because, you know, these people are just selling games for them without even having to do anything. Especially reviewers, I think probably streamers, performance streamers, all that sort of stuff. Full Let's Play videos with no commentary is a little bit of a different thing, but I think even that, they probably just did the numbers along the way. And like I say, like Fortnite World Cup just happened. Unbelievable prize pool, $40 million. I tried to watch it. It was very confusing. Even though I played Fortnite enough, it was still almost unwatchable. But I'm sure plenty of people enjoyed it. That wouldn't have existed if Epic had the mindset of these labels. Just think about that for a second. That Fortnite World Cup, that amazing spectacle, unbelievable amount of money, literally wouldn't have happened if Epic Games had the mindset of a UMG or a WMG and gone, no, you can't monetize our content. We're taking all the money, because they wouldn't have been a Ninja. They wouldn't be, you know, Allier would be. They'd all play different games. They do something else, and the revenue would have never been there for Fortnite. It would have never have grown. It's self-explanatory. It's self-explanatory. Teddy, thanks so much, man. He says, just trying to make sure you still get some money through this. Your channel is dead as premium content. The current and potential work is incredible. Really do appreciate that, guys. Yeah, let's quickly check on... You could call me Jerry Pacer, man, if that's easy. Yeah, thanks, Jerry. That's interesting. Robbie says the labels are still claiming the in-game music on games, even when the game publisher's policy is to allow the YouTuber to upload and monetize. That is correct, and that's why a lot of those games have streamer modes on it, which will kill the audio on there. So that's interesting. Yeah, I reacted to on this channel. I think the Sonic movie trailer, and that was claimed for the music on it. But like, when your video's doing 5k views, when your video's doing, it doesn't really, like, yeah, it's frustrating. You want the $5 to $10, of course, but it's when you start adding up millions of views a month on Rock Reacts, that's when it becomes, it's a different kettle of fish. Anthony Smith, yeah, maybe we'll do that new YouTube cipher. Yeah, Crypt obviously wouldn't be out there claiming people. So, you know, that's another person. Like, we can all band together and make moves. Like, there is enough influence there. It's a pretty big wave. So I think that's just what happened with the gaming channels. They were big enough, and they just made enough noise, and they spoke to the right people, and they got it sorted. So I'm hoping we can do the same. And when it comes to like I said about the album reactions, don't worry. Like I said, they're not going anywhere. They're going to be happening. If they get demonetized, they get demonetized. That's why I'm looking at other ways of doing content. These types of videos, you know, this is a relatively small stream right now, but we do these regularly, the numbers will go up. Loads of people like the video, so I appreciate that, and hopefully it'll push out, find more people. You never know, one of these videos might break through and do crazy numbers, and they're good fun to do. I love hanging out, chatting with you guys. The official video for Homicide was claimed. That's hilarious. Well, that's the problem with the robots, man. That's the problem with the robots. They don't know what they're listening to. They don't know what they're doing. They're way too egregious. And that's why, like, you'll notice that some of our videos, well, a lot of our videos on the Double R are actually less edited than they used to be, because those robots will hear 1 second and claim your video. So I'm like, well, I might as well make it a better experience for the viewer and play more of the music. It's going to get claimed anyway. I might as well play most of the song, unless we're just sitting there just listening. Makes for a better video. It's going to get claimed either way. So they're actually, weirdly, we're getting more copyright content onto the thing. It's all a mess. It's all a mess. So yeah, I mean, this was good fun. Like I say, this is going to be a video that sits on the channel. Make sure you're tuned in for the next stream. Really appreciate hanging out with you guys. Gilly saying, I think a reaction shouldn't be allowed unless they're heavily edited like your videos to only show parts that matter. I mean, non-reaction channels have to edit. Got to be some effort being put in. Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. It depends on what the artist wants, though. If I'm the artist, if I'm a musician, and I really want No Life Shack or Rock React or whoever to react to my song, I don't want them to edit it. I want the video to, they can pause it, but I don't want them to chop up my song, because I don't know how they're going to make my song sound. So I understand what your point of view is, but you can see it from that point of view. I think if I'm an artist, and I'd be interested to hear what other musicians say on this one, and leave a comment down below if you're watching this video after the stream, or if you are a musician in the stream. I'd think you'd probably rather it wasn't edited. You'd probably even rather it wasn't paused, but you know, you understand the game. Yeah, I mean, this is it. Like, I'll probably do another one of these videos on what makes for a good music reaction, like Robbie says. Thank you very much, Robbie, on the super chat there. Really appreciate that. It says, top man, keep it up. That's fantastic. Like I say, we're going to be doing these more often. We're going to be doing the streams, sorry, the music request streams more often, which are always lit. I love doing those. And yeah, there are going to be more album reactions. So keep an eye on all of it. It's been awesome hanging out with you guys. Remember, if you are new to this channel and you've seen this video, please do subscribe. You're going to see a man talking about music, talking about YouTube, talking about life in general, maybe some mental health, all sorts of stuff, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, a little bit of football, but mostly a man currently on a journey through the history of American hip-hop, filling in all the gaps, the huge gaps in my knowledge, and reacting to all of that. That's mainly what this personal channel is all about. So yeah, once again, wicked hanging out with you guys. Thank you very much for the support, as always. The super chats have been phenomenal. So interesting, just before we end, Jake Murray, Lead to Devise, the best UK music reactor. Yes, we've been chatting. Yeah, Levi and I have been chatting a little bit. Actually helped him get a video unblocked that he'd worked very hard on, and I just couldn't see it happen to the man. So yeah, maybe he and I will be doing something together soon. That would be cool. That's about it. So yeah, this stream will actually live on the channel, and unlike the other ones, I don't know how to end it. I don't know how to end this. I guess that's just it. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.